Good evening and many thanks for joining us. You're watching QTV Nightly News, which is also on Q Radio 103.3 FM with me, Ansmane Sonyasi. But first, here are the main news headlines. At the opening of the 2026 legal year, Chief Justice Hassan B. Jallow urged the public to resolve disputes amicably before approaching the courts, citing the overwhelming caseload in the nation's judicial system. The Young African Leaders Initiative Yali RLC Gambia chapter held its inaugural general meeting under the theme, The Role of Youth in Democratic Governance. The Gambia Police Force press team joined a joint weekend night patrol with officers from the anti-crime unit as they conducted operations in communities across the West Coast region and the Kanifing municipality. And we engaged Musa Bala Jaite, a master tie-dye artisan, about the cultural significance of tie-dye and his efforts to keep this cherished tradition alive. In international news, the African Union Commission strengthened its global partnerships through high-level engagements with the United States and Germany, focusing on investment, peace, and Africa's long-term development. Stay tuned as we bring you more on these and other stories. And now here's the news in detail. Chief Justice Hassan B. Jallow has urged citizens to resolve disputes amicably before approaching the courts. Speaking at the opening of the 2026 legal year in Banjul, he highlighted the overwhelming caseload in the nation's judicial system and advised that only matters that cannot be settled privately be taken to court. Usman Jatta reports.
At the start of the 2025 legal year, a total of 6,654 cases were pending across the trial courts, Cadi courts, magistrate courts, and the High Court. According to Chief Justice Hassan B. Jallow, the figure does not include cases before the appellate courts or the substantial number still pending before the district tribunals.
And in the course of the year 2025, a total of 9,942 additional cases were filed before these courts, compared to 6,678 filed throughout 2024. This represents in 2025 a very significant increase of 49% on the number of cases that we had to attend to in 2025. Nonetheless, the trial courts disposed of 6,630 cases, which was an increase the numbers that they dealt with in 2024. In 2024, the courts disposed of 5,541 cases. And this was an increase also in the disposal rate of 19%. This is a commendable achievement.
The judicial backlog has led to significant delays affecting the timeliness, cost, and overall quality of justice delivery. While the courts offer final and binding resolutions, Chief Justice Jallow emphasized that alternative dispute resolution mechanisms such as mediation should be considered as the first option.
The statistics, however, also unfortunately disclose a continuous steady increase in resort to the courts for the settlement of disputes. And this seems to lead us to the conclusion that litigation, rather than negotiation and settlement, out-of-court settlement, seem regrettably to be the continued preference of the community for the settlement of disputes. We must therefore strengthen the capacity of the courts to hear and determine more cases, but we must at the same time continue to encourage the out-of-court settlement of civil disputes with the assistance of the court-connected ADR system, as well as our own traditional dispute resolution mechanisms.
Despite the significant number of cases disposed of by judicial stakeholders in 2025, Chief Justice Jallow noted that the rise in caseload has continued into the 2026 legal year.
This new legal year of 2026 starts off with a heavy caseload of 8,682 cases as at the 1st of January 2026. And we expect more cases to be filed in the course of the year. Speedy trial and quality justice are critical in any democratic society, and these can be achieved by strengthening judicial capacity through adequate staffing, through training, and modern adequate court infrastructure and equipment. Efficient case management systems and clear timelines can help reduce delays. Upholding judicial independence, professionalism, and accountability ensures that justice is not only fast, but that it is fair and that it is reasonable.
As the 2026 legal year unfolds, Chief Justice Jallow reaffirmed the judiciary's commitment to efficiency and fairness, urging collective responsibility in easing court congestion and promoting amicable dispute resolution to safeguard timely and accessible justice for all Gambians. Osman Jatta, QTV News.
Now, the Young African Leaders Initiative, YALI RLC Alumni Association, the Gambia chapter, held its inaugural general meeting under the theme, The Role of Youth in Democratic Governance. The event brought together young leaders from various sectors to explore the role of youth in national development. Jacqueline Colley attended and filed his report.
The YALI Regional Leadership Centers were launched by the United States government in July 2014 in Ghana, Senegal, Kenya, and South Africa to foster leadership, development, and transformational learning across Africa. Since then, the four centers have trained over 20,000 young African leaders through programs in civic leadership, business and entrepreneurship, and public policy and management. RLC West Africa in Accra alone has trained more than 7,800 young leaders from 9 countries in the sub-region, including over 200 Gambians. The YALI RLC Alumni Association Gambia chapter was established in 2016 ahead of the first visit of the YALI RLC Accra team to the Gambia. Since its formation, the chapter have been involved in several community initiatives aimed at driving positive social impact. However, it later became inactive due to various challenges. Here is Buba Fati, the interim chairperson.
The chapter remains committed to promoting youth leadership, civic engagement, entrepreneurship, good governance, and community service, while positioning YALI RLC Alumni Association as a credible and constructive partner in nation development.
In September 2024, an interim executive committee and an advisory committee were established to guide the chapter's affairs and develop its constitution. Bakari Jammeh, a former advisory board member, noted that with the U.S. having cut funding to YALI, the executive committee is now tasked with addressing the funding challenges.
Our chapter has been inactive for so many years, and that is why, until now, we have not done the marketing that is needed. You must remember that marketing is the creation of value, and it is value that brings people on board. When people do not see value in a particular activity, when people do not see value in a given venture, you don't expect them to show.
Andrew Posner, Public Affairs Officer at the U.S. Embassy in the Gambia, reaffirmed the embassy's commitment to supporting youth engagement.
We had a big change in administration with the closure of this program in terms of travel, in terms of training, but the alumni program is alive and well. And we are looking for more guidance from Washington, D.C. as to what we can do.
Aisha Saho is the new chairperson of the YALI RLC Gambia Alumni Association chapter.
Fellow alumni, this chapter belongs to all of us. Our diversity of skills, sectors, and perspectives is our greatest asset. The responsibility before us today moves beyond titles and elections. We now have to look into actions that actually promote good governance, action that builds community, and action that uplifts young Gambians in our country.
With renewed leadership and strong commitment from members and partners, the YALI RLC Gambia chapter aims to empower youth, strengthen governance, and create lasting social impact across the Gambia. Reporting for QTV News, I am Jacqueline Colley.
The Gambia Police Force press team accompanied a joint weekend night patrol by officers of the anti-crime unit as they move through some communities in the West Coast region and the Kanifing municipality. Yafatu Gay tells us more.
Over the past few days, the police force press team has been closely documenting the work of the anti-crime unit and other police teams, with particular attention on weekend night patrols. The press team had also used its various social media handles to update the public and the media on these activities. The patrols are aimed at keeping communities safe during late hours when criminal activities are more likely to occur. The latest joint patrol began at 5 p.m. and continued into the early hours of the following morning, covering several neighborhoods across the West Coast region and the Kanifing municipality. Officers monitored key areas and maintained a visible presence to deter crime and reassure residents. While on the patrol, ASP Bakari Tamba, the Chief of Operations for the anti-crime activities, explained that the joint patrols are intended to bring police services closer to the people and allow for quicker responses for security concerns.
We, the SU, we are outside. Our purpose is to make sure that we have zero crime, though it is not possible, but at least to reduce it to the lowest level in this country. Our main area, I would say, AOR, our area of responsibility, is to make sure that we name down crimes, activities that has to do with criminal activities within the country. That is our purpose out there. So anywhere that criminals are, tell them that we are here. We are coming out, and then we make sure that we make them not to be comfortable.
He reassured the public of the unit's full commitment to reducing crimes and encouraged citizens to report any suspicious or criminal activities in their neighborhoods without hesitation. ASP Tamba also explained that similar patrols have been carried out in other parts of the country as the police force continues to expand its crime prevention efforts nationwide.
My numbers are always open. I don't have time for receiving calls. Anytime you feel like you are not comfortable or you have been disturbed by these criminals and so on, you call us. We will respond to your calls at all time. My numbers are, once again, 370-9337, or you can call yet still 243-9733.
While the police are engaged in these operations, residents are encouraged to continue cooperating with the police by staying vigilant and promptly reporting any suspicious activities. The Gambia Police Force says community support remains vital to the success of these operations as it works to build safer neighborhoods and strengthen public confidence in policing across the country. Reporting for QTV News, this is Yafatu Gay.
And a report there by Yafatu Gay on anti-crimes night patrols will lead us to the commercial break, but we will be right back.
wet gu yaram mu ngi doore ci ni ñuy jëfooyee ñam yu wóor buntu liggéeykaay United Nations seen banqaas bi dox ci tëddali ni dund ak mbayteef di Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations dal di jàppale ante ak ministre bi saytu wàlli wet garam gi ñu ngi leen ay fàttalil ne waxtu wu nekk rek ne ñu ànd ak cet ci jamono boo xamee nii ñu ngi téye ak di defar ñam waxtu wu ne rek raxasal sa loxo bem set ak saabu ak ndox mu set balaa ak gannaaw boo xamee nii yaa ngi amee ñam gannaaw bu jëfooyee wanag yi ak balaa ñuy leyal xale ñu gis ne itamit waxtu wu nekk rek dëpp nañu suñuy ñam ci waxtu woo xamee ni nii nekkuñ di ko lekk te itamit ñu saxal nag cet ak yaram raxasal say jumtuwaay toggeekaay balaa ak gannaaw boo xamee ni jëfoo nga ko ngir rek man cee muslu ci doomi jàngoro yi ci wàllu si ne ñu yéwénal lu jëm ci wàlli ñam yu wóor te jëfoo tànn itamit lu jëm ci wàlli wér-gu-yaram ñu ànd jëfoo ko sarta yi nga xam ne ni moom lañ teg ci suñ ñami tànneef yi.
Welcome back. Following the commercial break, be reminded you're watching QTV Nightly News coming to you from our studios on Caraba Avenue with me, Ansmana Iswanyase. Now, tie-dye is a vibrant cultural and artistic tradition across Africa representing dignity, heritage, and community values. In this report by Babukar Sise, Musa Bala Jaite, a master tie-dye artisan, explains the significance of the craft.
Economically, tie-dye provides important income-generating opportunities. It creates employment for fabric sellers, dyers, designers, tailors, traders, and marketers. In the Gambia, tie-dye is common among women, though some men also practice the craft. Many small-scale producers are able to support their families, pay school fees, and reinvest in their businesses through the income earned from tie-dye. Musa Jaite, popularly known as Bala from Sukuta Madina, specializes in tie-dye, a skill he inherited from his parents. According to Bala, the craft has greatly impacted his life.
I've seen a lot of changes on it, because now I'm not even thinking of going to offices looking for a job.
Because the business requires relatively low startup capital, it is accessible to women and young entrepreneurs who may not have access to formal employment. To ensure the craft remains alive and relevant, Bala also teaches his skills to others.
I've trained a lot of young girls, because my focus is looking for young girls. Those are especially the ones who drop out from schools. I open my door for them, giving them the skills, and not even because I have challenges. People normally challenge me for that. Why for girls alone? Because I choose girls, because if you teach one girl, that means you teach a lot of people.
Tie-dye contributes to tourism and export earnings. Tourists are often attracted to colorful African textiles and souvenirs, while international fashion markets increasingly demand authentic African prints and handmade fabrics. Musa Jaite encouraged youths to take up tie-dye skills for a sustainable future.
Calling the young people, especially youths, to not to look any other thing, to focus on different than doing the arts, especially tie-dye. This is something which is very easy to able to do it. So you can do recycling, because I do recycling. I can see you throw your jean, you don't anymore like it. You throw your t-shirt, you no more like it. But when I have it, like the t-shirt I'm wearing, this is something that a person throw it away. So, but you can see it. Will you think you don't like it? Oh, this is why I made a sample of my own.
Through tie-dye, African communities preserve their traditions and pass cultural knowledge from one generation to the next. During festivals, weddings, religious and national celebrations, people proudly wear tie-dye garments to express unity and a strong sense of cultural identity. Babukar Sise, QTV News.
Quite an interesting report there. Now, the International Trade Center under the EU Tourism and Creative Industries Program partnered with the Janjanbureh Kankurang Festival Committee to host a mini trade fair during the festival, promoting Gambia-made products and business networking. Loliam Kamara tells us more.
Entrepreneurs showcased their Gambia-made products at the mini trade fair on the festival's second day. Organizers state that the event was organized to gather vendors from the Greater Banjul area and the Central River region to enhance the visibility of locally made Gambian products and facilitate networking. Baba Dinding Jobate, the Janjanbureh Kankurang Festival's public relations officer, outlined some of these goals.
Last year we received some feedback, from various, because normally we have suggestion box and other things that we normally place whereby we have feedbacks from people, So this is one of the feedbacks that we have, from some genuine concerned people that, the transfer is necessary, and then also, the taste of Gambia food that is happening at the transfer ground. So this is one of the things, and then you can see that, and then we have gone back to traditional ways also, where we have the tie and dye. So you can see through it that, there are a lot of opportunities for the youths and then the young ones and the community at large.
The festival also featured a variety of cultural activities to enhance the overall attendee experience, including local food vendors and displays of traditional crafts, all of which contributing to a vibrant and inclusive atmosphere. Aissatou Seke and Abi Cham, entrepreneurs who participated in the trade fair, shared their experiences.
The previous year was well organized. At the beginning, There were challenges, but as we continue to grow, we are improving, especially in terms of visibility and sales. This year, the event is well organized and coordinated, and we have made sales to both local and international visitors.
Yes, and this is the first time and it's so amazing. Yeah, I never experienced such.
Thousands of people descended on the island of Janjanbureh, formerly known as Makati Island, for the festival. Historically, Janjanbureh was purchased in 1823 by the British, who set up a colony there, where it became a vibrant multicultural trade center. Today, it is a popular tourist destination known for its lush green vegetation, sparkling waters, and attractive villages. Visitors Marina and Janko Regner and Isabel and Steven Bates from Belgium shared their thoughts on the event.
We come here because he saw on internet that the festival is here something special, and we like to see.
The evening was very nice. Yeah, we had a lot of fun, really. Yes. So we will enjoy again this evening.
Mohammed Seidikan, the president of the Janjanbureh Kankuran Festival Organizing Committee, had some important news to share.
The 2027 Kankuran Festival, the date is set. Lonely work start today for the 10th Janjanbureh Kankuran Festival. It's going to be a 5 days Kankuran Festival. 5 days of ambience, 5 days of creating opportunity for our young people, 5 days of protecting and showcasing the unique cultural heritage of this community.
Certificates of recognition were awarded to various institutions and individuals for their immense support and contributions to the success of the festival's 9th edition. For QTV News, Lolly M. Kamal.
Well, time now for international news. The African Union Commission on Wednesday reinforced its global partnership with high-level engagements involving the United States and Germany, focusing on investment, peace, and Africa's long-term development. Alusise reports.
The chairperson of the African Union Commission, Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, met with U.S. Deputy Secretary of State Christopher Landau at the AU headquarters in Addis Ababa. The meeting reaffirmed the importance of the U.S.-Africa relationship, with both sides agreeing that economic growth is key to peace and stability on the continent. A major outcome of the meeting was the launch of a U.S.-AU Commission Strategic Infrastructure and Investment Working Group. The initiative will promote U.S. private sector investment in AU-backed infrastructure projects aligned with Agenda 2063, the Program for Infrastructure Development in Africa and the African Continental Free Trade Area. The working group will focus on trade and logistics infrastructure, digital transformation, energy networks, and critical mineral supply chain, with an emphasis on shifting from foreign aid to sustainable, profitable investment that create jobs and strengthen economic security on both sides of the Atlantic. On the same day, Chairperson Yusuf received Germany's Federal Minister of Foreign Affairs, Johann David Wattpohl, reaffirming the depth of the EU-German partnership. Germany announced an €88 million commitment for the 2026-2027 period, supporting key EU priorities including peace building, governance, health security, and migration management. Discussions also covered regional security challenges, with both sides stressing the need for Africa-led mediation in the Great Lakes region and Sudan, and renewed commitment to the protection of civilians. Germany also expressed strong support for Africa's push for UN Security Council reform and its integration into the G20. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cisse.
And I'm afraid this is where we draw the curtains on this bulletin. But before we take a leave of you, here's a recap for me in headlines. At the opening of the 2026 legal year, Chief Justice Hassan B. Jallow urged the public to resolve disputes amicably before approaching the courts, citing the overwhelming caseload in the nation's judicial system. The Young African Leaders Initiative Yali RLC Gambia chapter held its inaugural general meeting under the theme, The Role of Youth in Democratic Governance. The Gambia Police Force press team joined a joint weekend night patrol with officers from the anti-crime unit as they conducted operations in communities across the West Coast region and the Kanifing municipality. And we engaged Musa Balajaite, a master tie-dye artisan, about the cultural significance of tie-dye and his efforts to keep this cherished tradition alive. In international news, the African Union Commission strengthened its global partnerships through high-level engagements with the United States and Germany, focusing on investment, peace, and Africa's long-term development. That's it for this bulletin. Join us tomorrow, same time, for another bulletin. Until then, thanks for watching.